Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, something is still missing in your life? In this video, we're going to reveal how the daily practice of prayer can attract God's grace and favor, completely redefining your destiny. We'll dive into how prayer can align your path, open unexpected doors, and bring peace in the midst of challenges. By watching this video, you'll discover why prayer is not just a ritual, but a powerful tool to transform difficult situations and manifest blessings in your life. Get ready to understand how spiritual pursuit can bring clarity, strength, and a renewed sense of direction. If you're tired of struggling alone, feel like you need divine intervention, or are simply seeking a higher purpose, stick with us. This video could be the turning point you've been waiting for. Every person is born with a unique purpose that gives their life meaning. When you live with purpose, everything falls into place. You feel a deep sense of fulfillment because you know that your actions are aligned with a higher plan. But how do you find your divine purpose? It often begins with recognizing that you are not in control of everything, but that there is a higher power guiding your steps. The Bible teaches that God has plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. When you understand this, you start to see that setbacks are not failures, but redirections towards something greater. Purpose gives you the resilience to keep pushing forward, even when life gets tough. It's the foundation that keeps you steady during life's storms. However, many of us struggle because we are unsure of our purpose. We try different things, pursue different paths, but still end up feeling lost. That's because true purpose comes from spiritual alignment, not just from our own ambitions. You must seek divine guidance, and prayer is the key to opening that line of communication with God. When you pray for purpose, you're not just asking for clarity. You're asking God to reveal the unique role you are meant to play in His grand plan. You begin to realize that your gifts and passions are not accidental, but intentional. The more you pray, the more you understand how every part of your life is intricately woven together to fulfill a greater mission. Imagine living a life where every day feels meaningful and intentional. That's what happens when you're aligned with your divine purpose. It's not just about what you accomplish, but the sense of peace and satisfaction you feel, knowing that you're walking in the path God has set for you. Grace is when God gives you something you don't deserve, and favor is when He blesses you in ways that you could never earn. Both are powerful manifestations of God's love, and they can be accessed through prayer. When you pray, you invite God's grace and favor into your life, which can transform even the most hopeless situations. There are countless stories of people whose lives changed dramatically because of the power of prayer. It doesn't matter what situation you're in. Prayer has the power to open doors that no man can shut, to heal relationships that seem irreparable, and to provide when all other resources have dried up. When you consistently pray, you begin to see God's hand move in ways that defy explanation. But attracting grace and favor isn't just about asking for blessings. It's about aligning your heart with God's will. When you pray, you're surrendering control and saying, "God, I trust that you know what's best for me." This act of surrender allows God to work in your life in ways that go beyond what you could ever imagine. It's important to understand that grace doesn't mean life will be without trials, but it does mean that God will equip you to handle whatever comes your way. When you have God's favor, situations that should have broken you end up building you, and circumstances that seem impossible become opportunities for miracles. Imagine walking through life knowing that God is not only with you but actively working for you. That's what happens when you consistently seek His grace and favor through prayer. You begin to experience a supernatural sense of peace and protection that goes beyond human understanding. Prayer is a daily discipline that brings continuous transformation. It's not just a one-time act, but a lifestyle of seeking God's presence. When you make prayer a daily habit, you start to notice changes not only in your circumstances, but also in your mindset, attitude, and relationships. One of the greatest transformations that occurs through daily prayer is the development of spiritual resilience. Life is full of unexpected challenges, but when you are spiritually grounded, you are better equipped to handle adversity. You don't break under pressure. Instead, you rise above it, knowing that your strength comes from God. Daily prayer also brings clarity and focus. When you start your day by seeking God, you set the tone for everything else that follows. You gain wisdom and discernment that guide your decisions and actions throughout the day. This alignment with God's will leads to better choices and fewer regrets. Another transformation is the deep sense of peace that comes from knowing you are not alone. Prayer shifts your focus from your problems to God's promises. When you pray, you're reminded that God is bigger than any obstacle you face, and this awareness brings a calm that nothing else can provide. Imagine a life where you're not constantly struggling to find your way but are guided step by step by a loving God who knows the plans He has for you. That's the power of daily prayer. It doesn't just change your situation, it changes you from the inside out. As we've explored, prayer is more than just asking for things. It's about aligning yourself with God's divine plan. When you commit to a life of daily prayer, you're not only inviting God's grace and favor, but also positioning yourself to live out your true purpose. The transformation that happens within you extends far beyond what can be seen. Remember, it's never too late to start. Every day is a new opportunity to seek God's guidance and to walk in the path He has laid out for you. If you've been feeling lost, disconnected, or unsure of your direction, make prayer a priority and watch how your life begins to shift. If this video brought you value, don't forget to follow our channel, Voices of Spirituality. Join our community, share this message with someone who needs hope, and stay tuned for more content that empowers your spirit and strengthens your faith. Thank you for watching, and may you continue to walk in God's grace and favor.